and this older couple, like maybe in their like 60s or so, comes in and they sit down, and the husband or partner or whatever, he loudly exclaims, "Man, it's a taco party in here." In an OB clinic waiting room. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Hi besties, I'm Faith OK.
And I'm Asia the Girl.
Welcome to OK Girl.
Welcome in. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We've had a couple weeks.
Couple weeks
break.
off. Spring break.
It was spring break plus April Fools. Should we tell them what our plan was for April Fools?
Yeah.
It was really good.
Maybe one day we'll do that. So we were gonna have Nick and Luke host the podcast instead.
Yeah.
But just for like 20 minutes. Shorter ep, because we know you don't actually want to hear them talk. But,
you know, it could have been funny.
And Luke
we could have started. Yeah,
Luke
he
also
was
down, but I think, was that post lock-in? Or was that, no, we were traveling back from my parents.
And it was storming.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was like the start of like 2 weeks worth of
gosh.
like tornadoes and rain and everything else that could happen.
Right.
So, yeah. No podcast happened then. And then last week we forgot we had something after church.
Yeah.
We were like, it's just
you know
a 2-week spring break.
break.
So we're back.
We are. Better than ever.
Yes, exactly. This is episode 21. Our podcast can legally drink.
I just love the way time works for this podcast.
It's a year of time covered.
She's all grown up.
What
do you think her first drink would be?
Cosmo?
Yeah.
You think so?
Maybe strawberry daiquiri?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, is she a Long Island iced tea girl? She like didn't know. She's like, I like iced tea.
That's 3 alcohols in one cup. Right. No, don't do it, girl.
No.
Don't do it.
It's not worth it.
You're young. You'll bounce back.
That's true. Yeah. You're only 21. But it's been a little bit, and I feel like there's like a little bit of catch up on if you have any stories. But yeah. I have one that I want to hear. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in my 30th week of pregnancy, which is crazy. It is really actually kind of crazy.
10 weeks until we meet.
I know.
Her.
Little Kiko. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so great. But I had to take like the 3-hour glucose test, which I already was dreading because I'm like, it's not gonna be fine. You just like literally wait in this waiting room for so long, and you have to fast. Like it was a whole thing. But normally when I go to my clinic that I love, it's just like a serene, like chill, like nothing to report experience in the waiting room. But maybe it was just because I've never been in the waiting room for 3 hours. Bro, it was crazy. So first off, to like set the tone, I walk in, check in, and I'm like, hey, my glucose test, and she's like, okay, just sit over here, they'll call you when they're ready to like get started testing. So I'm waiting for my first, like, to actually start the test. And this older couple, like maybe in their like 60s or so, comes in, and they sit down, and the husband or partner or whatever, he loudly exclaims, "Man, it's a taco party in here." In an OB clinic waiting room. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it like, this is probably the case for like pretty much any clinic, but it was like beginning of the day. Most people are trying to come in before work. So it was like probably the busiest part of the day. There's like so many people in the waiting room.
Do you think he thought of that line before walking in?
He had to, you know? He's like, you know what? This one will be
a banger.
Yeah, it will be a banger. Yeah, exactly.
There's no way that was a spur of the moment. Nobody says taco party.
It's crazy.
At any point.
Also, when I was telling side story, I was telling this story to my parents, or my whole family, on our Friday call, and my mom was like, "What? Taco party?"
No. Mom, plug your ears.
And we had to explain. We're like, okay, if girls are tacos, then boys are hot dogs.
Do you get it now, Mom?
And she's like, huh? And we're like, Mom. She's like, oh. That was crazy.
No.
So that was a fun moment for the family.
Gosh.
So yeah, that was the first thing that I had heard during this 3-hour wait that just started. And then I got called in for my like baseline test, because you have to like fast from like midnight till the test starts. So it's like the first blood draw, and one of the technicians that was like taking my blood, she was doing on my left arm, which has my like Japanese combs tattoo, which is inspired by the Gift of the Magi story, but like my own like take on it. And she saw it and she was like, oh my gosh, those combs are so pretty. Do you like own a pair of those combs? Like, do you wear them? And I was like, no, I don't. But my grandma, I think my grandma has some. And she was like, oh, is your grandma a geisha? And I was like,
that's like straight out of
crazy.
It's like straight out of a sitcom.
I know.
Like The Office.
So, yeah, it was wild. And I was like, no, she just likes them. And then she was like, oh my gosh, is that okay to ask? I'm just really fascinated by geisha culture, and me being me and not being Faith, I didn't push back, and I was just like, no, it's okay. She just owns them.
Okay, I'm not familiar with geisha culture. I'm not like her. If you know this, I don't know. Like, geisha still a thing?
Yeah, there's still like,
is that
yeah, there's like ceremonial like geisha stuff, but like the low-key with some nuance. Low-key geishas are like harlots. So that's like,
yeah, I thought that was the vibe.
So it was just like crazy work that she would ask me that.
Let's contextualize this beyond the racist aspect of like, you look like you might have a Japanese geisha grandma. Could you imagine someone coming up to me and being like, is your grandma a prostitute?
Right, literally.
Did your grandma work at Hooters?
You have like a pinup girl tattoo.
Is she a stripper? Has your grandma ever worked the pole?
I know. Would I find her on a street corner somewhere?
Is she a fan of Amsterdam?
She's getting that bread, you know.
Oh
Respect
my
the
god.
hustle. Yeah, so that was wild. So that was the baseline test. And so I go and actually we're like, once she drew that blood sample, that was like the start of the 3 hours. So there's a lot of time to go. I will say like truly, like after passing that time, the roughest part, like, where I was feeling like, oh my gosh, was like the second half of the first hour into the first half of the second hour. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to be here for this long. And I'm just like so uncomfortable, because like basically, if you're unfamiliar, you fast and then you drink this like essentially like a citrusy syrup. And like a whole bottle of it. And you just have to like keep it down and don't drink sips of water if you really need to, but like basically don't eat or drink anything for 3 hours, and you just wait. So anyways, while that's going on, the next thing that happened was a very, as our pastor likes to say, let the reader understand, a very Southern Indiana core woman comes in, and she goes to the check-in desk, and they're talking. I can't really hear what they're saying. Wasn't honestly like not really paying attention to her at this point.
Yeah.
But everyone was paying attention to her, because all of a sudden she definitely got some sort of response that something along the lines of like, they don't accept her insurance, which sucks. But she was like, just like, you're telling me that you don't take my insurance? This Mirena implant has been in me for over 4 years too long. No one will take it out. And let me just tell you, these doctors, none of them will accept my insurance, but they'll fiddle around with my cooch, but they won't take it out. I will take it out my effing self. And like, she's like screaming, and this poor receptionist is just like, and they have to like call, I don't know who, like someone in that office is like trying to like de-escalate the situation. I was like, oh my gosh,
fiddle my cooch.
It was great.
That is insane.
Yeah,
insane communication there. Wow,
so wild.
Sorry. I'm just like, there's no way you've gone somewhere looking for this for 4 years straight and haven't found
like,
somebody.
That's crazy.
No shot.
Yeah, like maybe you just started and you're
Where'd you get it put in? Maybe start there?
Yeah, I don't know. But there, yeah. So hopefully someone helped her out. But that was crazy. And then I go in for, like, an hour passes. I go in for my next blood sample. And it's the other, there's like 2 different techs that are in that lab, and the other one is taking the sample, and she's like doing it on my other arm. Sorry, I don't know if that was dumb that I pulled the mic away while I was talking, but she did it away from my other arm, and like they only need like the pit of your elbow, like for drawing blood. But I was wearing a short sleeve shirt because I wanted to be like easily accessible for them to do the blood draw. And she like kind of sees my Japanese castle tattoo poking out from under my sleeve, and she just like lifts it up, and like without telling me anything, she just like pulls up my sleeve, and she's like, wow, you have like your whole heritage like all over. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, sorry, I was just curious. And she like put the sleeve back down, and she like finished drawing the blood. And then she was like, yeah, you know, my sister-in-law is Filipino, and like it's just so interesting, the culture's so different. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm also part Filipino. She's like, yeah, I could tell. And I was like, okay. And then I go back down and sit down, and I was like, all right then. There's a lot going on in this lab.
I wish you would have hit him with the, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm white.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I was born here. I have 2 white parents. Biological.
What do you mean? Yeah. So then I sit down again, and then another couple, this couple maybe in their like mid late 70s is my guess, comes in, and the husband sits down next to the taco party husband, and they're just, you know, this pretty like normal Midwest thing. They're just like striking a conversation with a stranger, like they knew them forever, just talking. And then at some part in the conversation, they just start talking about how like moms are so soft these days, and they swap stories about like how their moms were like very physical with them, like low-key abusive, and like throwing stuff at them, whatever, and how they turned out all right. And I was like, that is correct. We're in an OB office. So many of these people are moms or expecting moms.
So many things to say there too, because like, first, let me show you how unsoft I am as a mother would be one of my lines.
Exactly.
And then also, like, just, do you really think your mom beating you fixed it? You just said taco party.
I know. So I know I was telling someone this story, and she was like, yeah, maybe you're not as well adjusted as you think if you're like thinking taco party is appropriate to say.
Yeah. I really wish it was like a whole mob scene after that. Like I wish all the mothers
just
expecting
like,
mothers,
get these guys out of here,
fight him, both of them. You should feel discomfort in the OB office as a man talking about the taco party, and your mother being harsh, and that being the right way to mother.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that was like
racist and sexist.
Absolutely.
All in one go.
Yeah. In this 3-hour period, for real. And so then, like after that, it was like kind of just normal stuff, waiting for the end. Thankfully, no other weird interactions with the lab people. And then just like the cherry on top was like a mom was like talking very loudly over FaceTime for a long time with whoever's watching her kids. That was interesting. Like I just felt like I know her whole life story now. And then the best part, and I also had to explain this to my parents because they didn't, and to my middle brother, who didn't know this term, but at the end there was this like younger, like maybe like late teens couple, maybe like early 20s couple that were sitting in like these normal like waiting room chairs, so like small, like they're not large like loungers, and they have like normal armrests. Yeah. And they were waiting for her appointment or something, but I described them as an amusement park couple, which my parents and my brother did not know what that meant, and I was actually low-key very impressed with they both were like, they had each other's legs straddled around each other's hips over the armrests, and I was like,
gosh,
how are you doing that? Like,
There's a reason they're at the OB clinic, man.
maybe,
I don't
maybe
know.
so it was a whole vibe. I was like, all right. And so for those who don't know amusement park couples, you do.
You do.
Just think
absolutely.
about the last time you were at an amusement park and you were waiting to ride your favorite roller coaster, and there's a couple in front of you that is just like doing things that does not need to be done in a public space.
If you're familiar with Vine, there's one where the guy goes, "Is this allowed? Is that allowed? Is this allowed?" And he's recording, and it's a couple just like forehead to forehead in a froyo shop or something. It's very 2010s. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Or the newer term now is like broke boyfriend.
Oh yes.
Because
same
Nick
vibe.
drives me insane. We'll be out shopping, and I will be getting stuff and putting it in the cart, and he'll come like. He'll do it on purpose because he knows I hate it. He'll come like from around the back and like rest his head and be like, "You gonna buy me that?
Stop.
Will you buy me that?" And I'm like, "Get off of me!"
Ew.
And he's like, I don't got the money today. You gonna buy me that?" Ugh.
Oh, that's wild.
So gross. But yeah, that's that. When you said amusement park couple, I was thinking like, oh, she's like really cuddled into him, or just like
No, this was like S
legs
tier.
across straddling is crazy.
Over armrests. Like no barrier could keep them apart, you know?
And it didn't.
It really
It didn't.
That's why they're there.
And 9 months from now, they'll have a new edition. Jeez Louise.
So yeah, that's my story about waiting. And I passed my glucose test. Yay.
Yay. All that
All
suffering
that. Yeah.
for a good outcome.
Yes.
We love that. Imagine, I'm glad you passed. It would be terrible if you didn't pass for many reasons,
Yeah.
but one would be that you suffered for
For
3
all
hours
that.
to fail. What happens if you fail?
It depends on like severity. I think like you can't, there's like
Is there a retake test, or
not
you just like
well, I don't know if it's a retake test. It's like if you fail 2 of the blood draws,
okay.
then it's like, okay, you likely have it, and they'll either put you on, depending on the severity of like how much you failed, whatever, it could be diet or it could be like insulin.
Okay,
It just
okay.
depends.
I was like, imagine you got through all that and they were like, "We need you to come back and do it again."
just like it just keeps
No, actually,
like,
I'm good.
exponentially growing.
6 hours next time.
You can't eat for a whole
2
day.
days.
Yeah. Crazy.
Gosh.
Anyways,
Oh,
how have you
man.
been?
I've been good. I'm gonna start all. I think I didn't have this written down, but the comments that you were sharing and just like Southern Indiana vibes made me think of my family back home.
Oh, nice.
And my, just like back home. And I have to share. So I got the bangs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The micro baby bangs.
They
whatever you wanna call
slay,
them.
by the way.
I love them. I think that this is like probably one of my more permanent hairstyles. I think I'm scheduling
so
a trim because they're already getting a little long. I think it's been like a month. I think at this point, it's kind of crazy.
She's a nails and bangs girl now.
Nails and bangs. She's high maintenance. It takes a lot to do this. This is all I did. And it's a lot. But I have had bangs before.
Mm-hmm.
But normally they're like fringe or like
Yeah.
curtain or something. And, well received in the, southern small town.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
it's like, oh, yeah.
Culturally acceptable.
Culturally
bangs.
acceptable to have bangs that touch your eyebrows or longer. What is not acceptable is bangs above the eyebrows.
Which is
because why
crazy.
do I see your forehead but only part of it? I don't know.
You're confusing us.
Maybe it's like the booty shorts of bangs. I don't I don't know.
I just
But-
think about all the acceptable hairstyles in this region
Right.
of the U.S.
Hillary Clinton would be accepted there,
yeah.
but I wouldn't.
Right.
Are you for real?
Mullet's totally fine.
Yeah, what? A man has a mullet and it's fine, but if I had a mullet, it'd be a problem.
Right.
It's the same hair. Same hair.
Literally the same.
But yeah, so it's always a comment when Nick comes in to home because they're always like, "Your hair's so long."
Right. Oh yeah, that's not okay too.
You're a man.
Yeah.
What is this? But normally there's no comments about my hair because it's just hair.
Yeah.
But I had a couple comments, and honestly, it's not just at home. There have been comments that I'm like, why do you think that's okay to say? So the first comment I got was that I was at my family Easter, and my cousin, I love her. She's amazing. I love her. She's very feisty and speaks her mind, and I appreciate that about a person.
Yeah. So now we can talk about you.
Yeah, you talk about me, I'm talking about you. Love her. But we sit down at Easter dinner, and we've been talking and hanging out for an hour at this point, and then we're like sitting down to eat the meal, and then
I didn't realize that much time had passed.
We've been around each other. I sit down across from her at the dining room table, and she goes, Faith, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, feel free, whatever. She goes, I don't like your bangs.
That's crazy.
And I look at her and I go, I'm so glad you got that off your chest. What am I supposed to say to you? And then my sister is just, who we always joke, out of the two of us, I'm the fight, she's the flight.
Yeah.
So anything like that, she's like, no.
Yeah.
And so like she like is looking between us, like kind of like, and like she's kind of looking at me, kind of like, you know, uncomfortable, trying to like laugh it off. And I was like, I'm so glad you got that off your chest. And she goes, they're just too short. And I was like, actually, it's what I asked for. So they're not too short based on what I asked for.
Right,
like
right.
I asked for them to be in the middle of my forehead. They're in the middle of my forehead. They're the perfect length, actually.
Yeah.
They're just too short for you.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I just wanted you to know. And her husband is like, dude, shut up. And I'm like, it's so
That's
crazy.
so funny.
I go to my parents' church. Some old lady with her beehive stack looking hair
right, yeah.
is like, oh, bangs. You trying to look like a kid? Trying to look like a kid again? I'm like, again? I was like, I look younger than you do. I don't know what you want from me. And then today, I literally had somebody be like, I like your bangs. They're so cute. And I was like, thank you so much. And then they go, they make your face look so much younger.
Dude, why?
Girl, what?
Why?
Take it back.
Never mind. I don't want to
Don't
compliment.
speak to me at all.
Yeah.
Because
I don't want your tainted
what
compliment.
What do you mean I look young? Because how young do I look now? Because if you say that I look like I'm in my 20s, what did I look like before the bangs? And why didn't you tell me? And why are you telling me now? You look so much young. Your face looks so much younger.
So crazy.
Why? Because you can't see up here? What's going on behind these bangs?
You just are exuding youth, you know, with your bangs.
I'm giving Dora. I just was
But you're really not, though.
Like, it's like, we've talked about how with you being pregnant, you just get like ridiculous, like unasked for, unprompted comments.
Why are you talking to me right
it's
now?
Like, why? And then I get bangs, and that happens too. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
People are so entitled.
The other thing I was going to share on a more positive note is that I did that thing that I do where we've talked about this before, early podcast, about how I'm very much like, we can't spend money on that. We don't have money. We can't do that. We're not doing that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, actually, we do have money and I'm going to spend it right now. And so Nick and I were like talking about a vacation, because we're going on vacation with his family to Florida in May. And it's just beach vacation. It's like no cost to us. We just have to like get there. Yeah. And then I was like, we haven't really gone on a vacation just us two in a long time though. Yeah. So we should do that. When you have he has a week off in December. And so I priced out a vacation to Universal because I haven't been since I was like 15. So it's been 10 years. Crazy.
That is crazy.
And so I was like, they're opening a new theme park. It'll be fun. We should go. And I price out the price for like a Sunday to a Thursday or Friday. And it's like, I don't know, like $1,800. And I'm like, that's not bad for like hotel tickets, all of that. But then I looked, and that's the same price as as 2 annual passes. And so then I was like,
wait a minute.
Well, hold on. If I'm going to spend $1,800 and I only get to go once, why not spend $1,800 and get to go a lot of times?
Exactly.
For a whole year for free.
Honestly, I get it.
I know. I'm so happy for you. So I'm now an annual pass holder to Universal. We live 14 hours away from Universal, for context. Normal people that get annual passes are like
live
it's
in
a
the area.
3-hour drive.
Yeah.
No, but now we've already plotted like 4 trips that we're gonna
Amazing.
take. So we're in.
But you get discounts for like all the
yeah. You get like a free Halloween Horror Nights
thought about
ticket.
this.
You get
don't you worry,
25% to up to 40% off, but typically 25-30% off your hotel.
Nice.
You get merch, food discounts, the whole thing. You get valet parking for free.
Oh, that's nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that sold me. But now we're going in May, and I think we might go over 4th of July, and we're going to go again in August or September for Halloween Horror Nights, and then we're going to go in December, and then we'll still have like 5 months after that to go more, because it lasts until the next May.
Wait, yeah. You have so much time. That's amazing.
Universal's my new personality.
There you go.
Also on that trip in May, we're going. Okay, so the trip started as Panama City.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, well, if we have annual passes, we might as well swing by Universal. It's only 5 hours away from Panama. So we're doing that. And I was like, we'll just go for like 3 days. And then we have Memorial Day off. So we can like have that day to rest back at home.
Yeah.
And then Disney, also something that I love, drops a thing for travel agents where you get a free ticket for the month of May. And it's only to Animal Kingdom, which people hate. I love. Animal Kingdom is one of my favorite parks in Disney.
Amazing.
Probably like top 2 out of the 4. And so then I just claimed the ticket without telling Nick. I got 2 free tickets. You could get up to 3.
That's awesome.
So I got 2 free tickets to Animal Kingdom. And I was like, okay, Nick, we got to leave your parents' beach house vacation a day early-ish. Because we're going to go to Animal Kingdom, then check in at Universal, then do Universal for 2 days, and then drive home.
That's so crazy.
So
I love this for
touring
you.
Florida in May. But I was like, I'm not passing up on free Animal Kingdom tickets.
What? Yeah.
It's normally like $100.
That's so crazy.
So I'm saving $200 by
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You've actually made $200.
I made money. Disney owes me. Anyways, yeah, that's
amazing.
My updates. Yeah.
We had a lot to update on.
We did.
We've been gone for forever.
I know. I saved some for next week's too. So
crazy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But this week we're coming to you with breaking news.
Yes.
And that is that Cringe is dead.
Cringe is dead.
R.I.P. We should have worn all black.
We should have. Funeral for Cringe.
Funeral for Cringe. Yeah. So Asia had the idea for this episode. So if you want to.
Yeah. So I saw. Forget who published the article, but someone was talking on TikTok about like cringe culture. And by cringe culture, I don't mean like people doing cringe things, but like people being adverse to anything being cringe. That culture is dying, and he's like really excited for like what this could mean. Like people, just feeling less like everything you do has to be like within a box to be acceptable. Oh, and with the exception of like there are some cringe things that happens, but it's like ironically cringe, so it's like, oh, it's for the bit. And so like that's the only time like people will participate in cringe things, but that's like still so like not creative because it's like everyone's doing the exact same thing. So I was inspired by like, oh, if cringe culture is dying, then what are some of the things that are cringe that we either ashamedly or unashamedly do or partake in, but I'm just like really excited to like hear, because I think so my list of cringe things that I came up with, like I feel like I don't feel like they're cringe, but I definitely think other people think they're cringe.
That was my struggle coming up with it. I was like, I obviously would not do something if I thought it was cringe.
Exactly.
That's like not who I am. I would be like, that's cringe. I'm not gonna do it even if I want to.
Right.
So I only thought of like one, and then as I started to think like, what would other people cringe at that I do, and I was like, oh, now I got it. So I got this. I caught up. I have 5.
Amazing.
So we're
Perfect.
good. But yeah, I think it is interesting to think about cringe. I am a person that does cringe at what other people do. I think we all do.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit judgy, and I am working on it. It's something I'm working through.
I feel like you called Nick out a lot on.
I do. I've been working. That's one thing I've been trying to do. I'm like, you know what? I've got to own it. That's my husband. It's so crazy because like normally whenever I'm like, Nick, stop. It's like something like that I know it's gonna spin out of control.
Yeah.
Like I know
it's like
that
a preemptive.
Like, it's funny right now.
Yeah.
But if I don't tell him to stop, it's gonna go real south real quick. But there are other moments where he does something so dumb, and I'm like, I laugh because it's funny, and then people will look at me and be like, "That's what you married," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is. I bagged that. Can you believe?" But like, I'm working on being like, yeah, he's funny, and that's why I married him. Part of the reason, you know.
That's awesome.
But like. I'm very averse to cringe. I don't know, it's weird because I don't get embarrassed, but there are things that make me like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like it's a lot of online stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think I wrote down like cringe or camp in my notes.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think that campiness is coming back.
Yes.
Camp is big. I love camp. Like, I think that like
Can you define camp for people who are like summer camp?
Not summer camp. Not summer camp. Camp. It's hard to describe. It's like knowing that what you're doing.
It's like self-aware.
It's like, yeah, self-aware ridiculousness, like over the top.
Yeah.
Is how I would explain. Like drag queens do camp well. So if you've ever seen a drag queen, you've seen camp.
Mm-hmm.
Camp was the theme for one of the Met Galas. It wasn't.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't done well. I was so excited when that was the theme because I was like, I can't wait. Some people killed it. Some
Others
people didn't understand the assignment, which is fine. But like camp right now, I would say like Chapel Roan, that's camp. She is doing like drag somewhat. She's like doing Renaissance. She's doing clown makeup, like all of that. Yeah. But that's her performance persona. Yeah. And it's campy because she's like having fun with it, even though she knows like if someone was doing that and wasn't aware, we would be like, it's kind of weird. Yeah. 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 The self-awareness is key in that. Yes. So I think that now because the internet is the internet, right? Everyone is somewhat self-aware, at least of like how they're being perceived. Yeah. And I think that now that is why cringe is dying, is like we're just accepting camp. Yeah. And I like
I love that. Yeah. Love that for us.
It's freeing.
Absolutely.
# free cringe. It's camp.
Camp here.
Camp here. # summer camp forever. So do you want to start with your cringe confessions?
Yes, I would love to.
We're confessing to you guys.
Should we just I just have a bunch of things. We'll just go back and forth.
You go for it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll alternate, okay. So one of the things that I feel like is I feel like there's like a renaissance for this, but like for different reasons. And we can talk about this for a little bit. But I have like a unironic love for Gossip Girl. like that early 2000s like soap opera-esque drama that's over the top. Like I eat it up. It's so good. I'm not that way with like every show that's like that genre. Yeah. But Gossip Girl, like I can quote it. I have like all this lore and I'm so into it.
I will say, I think I'll talk about it more in the next episode because I do talk about Gossip Girl there. But like in watching it again with Nick, I've caught myself being like, that's so camp. And like I think it's like that show probably would be cringe if now it wasn't like, but it's meant to be over the top,
right?
Dramatic.
Exactly.
At the time, maybe not. At the time, it might have just been like a dramatic TV show, right? But now it's like, this is ridiculous. Like I watch it and I'm like, these are meant to be high schoolers.
I know, exactly.
And they're like, how about we go get a drink? I'll take a Cosmo.
I'll take a scotch.
I'll take a scotch on the rocks. And it's like,
I'm 17.
15.
Yeah, exactly.
You're 15.
What are we doing? Why are we sipping Dom?
Yeah, in a public hotel bar.
Yeah, exactly.
A hotel bar?
What are we doing who's here?
In hotel bars? Not 15-year-olds. But yeah, it would be cringe if it wasn't now at the point where I think where the internet is like aware.
Yeah, it's so true. That's my first one.
I love that. Yeah. My first one is an obvious one and is the only one that I could think of immediately, and that's that I am a Disney adult.
I love that you've like, I feel like when we first started recording the podcast, you had not come to terms with like calling yourself a Disney adult.
I don't like that.
I swear there was a clip that's like, don't get it twisted, I'm not a Disney adult.
There is probably, because I'm not, but I am. Yeah, but like I'm not, because
she's a camp Disney adult.
I'm aware of my Disney adultness. Here's the thing, like I'm a Disney adult in the way of I'm an adult that likes going to Disney World.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not over the top worship the movies. I do spend a lot of money going there, and I like doing that because I have money to do that. Yeah. But like, I'm not. I don't know. There's just a different vibe.
Yeah, there's
Disney. There's adults that like Disney, and there's like Disney adults.
It's like a parasocial relationship with
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, with like, fictional characters.
Like like it's an awareness of like I like going on the rides and I like being immersed, and I'll meet the characters because I think they're cute pictures. Yeah, I am aware of the fact that that's just literally like a 16 to 18-year-old in a mouse costume. They found someone that was 4'8" that would fit in there, and now they're inside of that, and they have to hug 35-year-olds that are sobbing about meeting them. That that part gets me a little cringy.
Yeah.
You know, they're healing their childhood, I guess. I don't know. But I am an adult that likes Disney, and that means that I get the label Disney adult, and I don't really like it, but it's who I am.
It's an umbrella term.
And I've accepted it, sort of.
I'm proud of you.
I think it's cringe. I cringe at myself sometimes for how much I like Disney. It makes me mad, actually.
That's all right, though. See, look at this. We're doing great. Okay, the next thing I have is just like a blanket, like, I don't think this is cringe, but I feel like from what I see on like TikTok, people think this can be cringe. I'm like such a huge like early 2000s indie like music. Like I just like Black Keys, MGMT,
Yes.
like Electric Feel, like all of that. It's so great. And like I feel like when that stuff was first coming out and I was like really into it, I was like, okay, cool, like other people are into it too.
Yeah.
But then it became like, oh, this is not cool anymore, and like too like corny, or then it became like cringe, and like I don't know. I feel like there is a resurgence of people like really liking that music again, but there's also a big camp of people being like, this is get with the times, like just listen to real music. I'm like, this is real music, I like it.
Like I'm just gonna like I love alt and indie too, and those bands still get played on like alt radio stations. So like
that's great.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, go. Like they're all so good.
Yeah.
Just because they're weird and make cute music videos, like why are you hating?
Okay, yeah. The music videos, when you think about that aspect, it's like, oh, but the music is good.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Electric Feel doesn't get you in,
the
right vibe.
It's such a vibe. Yeah.
Come on.
Anyways,
that reminds me of one of mine, so I'll go with that, and that's that I cringe at this happening when I get called it. I work a lot with the youth at our church, and they don't realize how young I am sometimes. And I don't say that as like I'm so young. Like I just mean like they don't realize that I'm still within the same like decade of their lives. Yeah. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them I am like 15 years old or whatever. But like I'll do something, they're like, you're such a millennial.
You're like, I'm actually not, though.
I'm like, first of all, I'm literally not. Second of all, I know you said that as if it's a slur.
I caught that attitude. It's clocked.
Yeah, that hurts. But like we have some friends too that are young that I've pointed out now that I'm only like 5 years age difference with them, but they're like, you're just so millennial, and I'm like, I'm literally not. I'm like,
it's so interesting how like those terms become like blanket statement-y, because like I feel like millennial is like such like can be such a broad term that's like covering people that are not millennial, and I feel like the same way for boomers, because I would be like,
yes,
I feel like we're just calling Gen X and boomers like all the same thing.
Anybody old is some slur of some mean derogatory use of a generational term, and I'm sick of it.
No. Let her live her life.
Yeah, like it'll be like when I reference Vine a lot, or SpongeBob. I think that is becoming
interesting.
Like millennial coded. It's just like older Gen Z and like millennial, but like referencing certain things, or like I do still own some skinny jeans. I haven't fully committed to the baggy jeans.
That is kind of crazy. Wait, will you be like, how there's like the elder millennial vibe? Are you gonna be like elder Gen Z?
Oh god,
it's crazy.
It's like me with my middle off center part, and like I don't know, it's like a tank top and a long cardigan.
Yeah.
But like I only wear my skinny jeans. They're not even like true. They're just like not baggy.
Yeah.
But like I wear them at work.
Yeah.
Like it's just like they look cleaner than this. Like a baggy jean doesn't exactly go for the office.
Listen, she's not millennial until she's wearing business casual to the club. Okay, relax.
Yeah. Okay. And also, I have a job. I have to go to that job, and I can't just wear whatever I want because I have to look like an adult. I can't be cool all the time. But that's like
they can't handle this.
Like I put those jeans on sometimes, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'll catch strays if somebody saw me like this.
So funny.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is like fashion related as well. These are things that like I don't think are cringe, but I think other people think are cringe. No one has told me this like personally, which is nice, but like the general consensus of what I've seen. the way that I like do my hair and my nails, people they are all hating on like pigtail vibe. Like,
No.
yeah, they're like, "Are you 5?" I'm like, "No." It's like the bangs thing. Like, hello, I'm an adult. I'm in my 30s,
You know,
but
your face looks so much younger with those pigtails.
thank you. Yeah, really brings out the youth in your
really
face.
makes you look young.
Yeah,
You didn't before the pigtails.
yeah, it's crazy.
I think that's criminal.
Yeah, and then they say that like having design, like different design things, and not just having like cat eye or just like more basic, like.
No.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Let me have my fish on my nails, you know?
Live your life.
Yeah.
We are so scared of like, there's like, I think it is a generational thing or just like a younger thing of like, there are so many like younger people that are so scared of appearing either too young or too old.
Yeah.
But like they lean more towards like looking older.
Right.
Because they don't want to seem like a child. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're literally 14.
It's
like,
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You are a child.
Yeah, right.
You're allowed to be a
You're
child.
in high school. Relax.
And so like, yeah, I think like the cat eye, the neutral, the
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like, you'll catch up. It's
Yeah.
okay. You'll understand that
Yeah.
you, like, once you're an adult, you're like, I wish to be a child.
Please.
I wish for whimsy.
Yes. Give me some whimsy. Give me some checkers.
Pigtails? No. I understand like a full on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whole like your whole set of hair is in like a literal ponytail pigtail.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
But like a half up, half down, or like a bun, or like space buns.
Yeah.
Don't. They're cute.
Thank you. Thanks. See? I love this. This is just actually us
Us
hyping each
hyping
other.
each other up.
Like, that's not cringe.
No, you're not cringe. You're so cute.
That's what this whole podcast is. We're just hyping
really
each
is,
other.
It really is. Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
I have one that is, I love vlogging and recording and taking pictures, and I
Yeah.
will not feel shame for that.
I remember when we were vlogging together when we went to Miniso, and didn't someone like stare you down or something? I forget.
Oh yeah, people love to like stare, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm posting it. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Sorry that you can't. But people do find it cringe. I know people find it cringe because I like somewhat can understand it if you're like an over the top like it's taking other people out of their moment.
Right.
That I get,
Like obnoxious.
like, you know, like
yeah.
I do like vlog and take videos of us like on our trips, like in Disney World or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I have fun doing that because then I get to edit it together once I finally get around to it,
Yeah.
which I am doing now.
Yeah,
Almost
amazing.
6 months later, I'm finally editing vlogs. But it's fun to have the memory to look back on, even
Yeah.
if you don't post it, even if
Right,
you
just
just
for
have
you.
it.
Yeah.
And like, that's just
Listen,
what I like
dads be
to
with
do.
camcorders all the
Yeah.
time. That's okay.
And why is it a problem that I have my phone turned sideways?
Yeah, exactly. Relax.
What's the problem with this?
Yeah.
What am I doing to you? I do understand if I was like, you know, walking through and I'm like,
Yeah.
today I'm, you know,
Right.
like shouting, but like,
You're just
no,
living
I
your
enjoy
life.
it. I like having the memory, and yes, I have a storage problem on my phone, and
Listen, you paid so much money to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
let
gonna
them have
remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
because one day I won't have money to go there.
Exactly. Living up all I can.
I'll watch my little vlogs and
That's so
reminisce. But yeah, I think people find it cringe,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm past feeling bad about it. I used to be like awkward about it. Like I'd try to be like real discreet about
Like,
taking pictures or like videoing.
They'll never know.
They'll never know I'm vlogging. But now I like have my camera and I'm committed.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay, what I have is just like a general thing about like being really into different fandoms and like wanting to deep dive. I feel like me and Nick can get into this, which is like really fun, where he like kind of hyperfixates.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like that can be a cringe thing where it's like, okay, relax. But when I'm like talking about like Ghibli films or Over the Garden Wall, like I really can like hyperfixate and like get into it. And I was like, yeah, I guess if people don't know what I'm talking about, this could be kind of like a lot. But it's my one time that I'm like, okay, I want to be assertive and like talk through this. So sometimes I do that. And what's so funny is like whenever I get it when like people are that way and they're like not really, they don't have that sort of hyperfixation toward anything. So it's like harder to relate to. I understand that. But what always catches me is when people cringe at me that are also into other nerdy things, like, hey, maybe check yourself first.
I listen
Relax.
to your conspiracies
Exactly.
about whatever Marvel movies.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't. Just because Marvel is mainstream doesn't mean it's not kind of cringe that you love those movies so much.
Exactly. That's I am.
That's fair. Yeah. I also have that. Oh, this kind of goes with your pigtail and nail thing. Is that like I'm owning the fact that I like plushies and mystery box toys and other kid like things, and I know for a fact that adults that witness me shopping in public are like, what is wrong with her? That's a grown woman. And when we went to Disney last, this ties back to my Disney adult problem. I bought a Mickey Mouse plush that is like meant to be like a pillow somewhat, and it does stay in my bed, and I do like to use it sometimes, and I won't feel bad about it.
You're like, you know what?
Were there children buying the same plushies next to me? Sure.
Yeah.
But I am who I am. And like a little mystery box, I love a little figure that I can put on my PC.
Who wouldn't?
Play my little games and look at my little Lego figure or whatever. Like, I don't know. But I think it goes back to like the thing of the pigtails and stuff. Is like we're so scared of like seeming immature.
Right.
Do you know how much fun I bet like a 50-year-old person would have if they would just let themselves go down the toy aisle and buy something?
Exactly.
Go buy like a Barbie doll.
Buy that Barbie doll that you couldn't get, when you were younger. Like,
what'd
heal
your
your
mom
childhood.
tell you know about buying?
Exactly.
Go buy that.
There you go. So empowering.
Yeah.
They don't know. Okay, I have one more thing. I'm starting to heal from this. I know it can be cringe. I'm like starting to branch out quite a bit, but I definitely can be a sucker for like only. I honestly don't really post that much to social media anyways, but I do for like my digital creator content stuff. But I'm trying to break out of like the everything being polished and like I love this is like the one thing that I love that other people do, and I just like have a hard time doing it myself, where it's like, yeah, your blurry pictures and you're like whatever we're posting random stuff. Like I love that, and I just like cannot bring myself to do it, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm like starting to branch out, but for the longest time it'd be like everything has to be curated, and I feel like I would try to be different. I'm like, oh, she's different, because like my aesthetic is very different, and I feel like than a lot of people, like that generally when you think of that, you think of like that millennial beige yeah, exactly. And I'm not that to be like, oh, it's different, because I'm not that way. But then that part of me is like, I like to do this as like an artistic expression, so like I just want it to be pretty because I'm having fun with like putting this aesthetic together. So I kind of go back and forth, but I do acknowledge that it can be cringe, and it's like, live your life,
I will say I miss so much Instagram from like middle and high school, where it was like, let me just post whatever is in my camera roll. Like, real quick, they're gonna love this. It's like a picture of my socks. Like, yeah, boy, eat it up. Now I'm sort of the same way. I like try to have like, I'm not a very aesthetic like polished person.
I like your scrapbook.
Exactly. Yeah, like I try to like bring a little chaos and casualness, but I'm still putting so much time into like edit. I put my pictures into Lightroom,
but it's so fun though.
In the photo room, and then I put them into Canva.
Yeah,
and
I mean it's like an art project. It's like your craft night.
Oh my god!
Except something that doesn't make you mad.
I am creative. Wait. But yeah, I like to make little digital scrapbooks, and I think it's fun. But I am also like, man, I miss the days where I would just like take a picture and be like, boom, upload, done. #blessed.
Exactly.
All right, my last one. This one I think was harder for me to write down, but I knew it, and it's because it's a personal piece of me. It's not something I enjoy. It's just that I am abrasive, and it's not just that I'm abrasive, or like, as Asia likes to always talk about, is my like I don't have a poker face. Yeah, because I can have a poker face.
You can't.
I'm capable.
It depends on the scenario. Just won't. Yeah,
I like. I in most cases will choose not to. And
it is actually very interesting whenever she does put it on for people. It's like, whoa,
who is that?
Who is that?
But yeah, there are times where I will choose to do it, but most of the time I don't, and I'm aware of that, and then I'll tell people about it, like I'm doing right now. And I'm like, I don't have a poker face, and it's fun. Like, deal with it. And I think that if I heard anybody else say that, I would be like, ugh, you're so exhausting. like if anybody else is like, I'm just so abrasive, and people just need to get over it, I would be like, ew. But I do that. And then I'm like, oh, man.
It's okay.
It's who I am. And I don't know if it'll change. But I just know
maybe when cringe culture dies.
When cringe is dead officially, you guys won't even care that I say I'm
It's
abrasive
true.
and talk about it all the time.
It's true.
Not that. It's my whole personality, actually. Yeah. That's my last cringe confession.
Amazing. Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed us confessing our deep dark.
No, we really like exposed our souls to you.
We kind of did, yeah, because nobody else is ever gonna hear me say that I'm a Disney adult. It's just you guys, and
just
Asia.
you and me.
Just you guys. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think you're right though. This was just us hyping each
You're
other
like,
up.
no, girl.
No, you're not cringe. You're not cringe.
You're
I
perfect.
think it does
Just who you are.
show though that like the things that we think of being cringe in ourselves aren't actually probably as cringe as it seems.
True. Mm-hmm.
Unless you're an amusement park couple straddling each other in the OB
Please,
clinic.
I know.
Then realize that you're cringe.
When I was telling that part of the story, I was like, that would have been a good segue into this topic because, listen, that's the only thing I think. Yeah, I'll say is actually cringe. Don't do it.
Don't do that. But yeah, if you enjoyed, rate, review, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms. We're everywhere online. Yeah.
Please do. And your Delulu to Dulu for today is actually inspired by I've been hyperfixating on like mukbang videos because I just really want sushi and I can't have any raw sushi right now until Kiko's here. But someone was talking about how they always do like their takeout sushi order and they get a ton, but then they ask for 2 chopsticks because they don't want to feel bad. And so let me tell you what's not cringe. What's not cringe is ordering a ton of sushi or whatever your favorite takeout place and ask for like 2 utensils. Just do the one. Who cares?
Yeah.
You live your life, you know? I bet that person that's packaging your sushi is like, girl, I get it, you know? They're right there with you. So don't even worry about it. Unashamedly order your massive takeout order and ask for only 1 pair of chopsticks.
Wait, but hold on. Have you ever been to a place like this? Happened to me ordering sushi, Nick and I. We order our sushi and we always get 3 sets of chopsticks. So that kind of hurts when it's not intentional.
Wait, that would be a good social experience. Order sushi from a bunch of different places. Don't say how many chopsticks.
I never asked for chopsticks or forks or anything. They just give us 3
You're like,
sets.
oh,
and
this seems
forks
like a
and spoons.
3-people meal.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, you basically just live your life, okay? Anyways, I'm Asia the Girl.
And I'm Faith, okay.
See you next time, besties.
Bye.
Bye. Chopsticks?
Yes. We'll open the bag.
That's so rude.
They literally give us like a fork and 3 chopsticks. So I don't know if they're implying 4 people or 3 people and one of them is white at least.
One of these people gotta be white. we're in Kentucky. You can't all be Asian.
There's no way you all use chopsticks, but there is a lot of food here.